Happy Tuesday and happy Stamptember, paper crafters. I'm Nicole Spohr. Welcome to our Tuesday evening paper crafting live. I'm super excited to be here tonight, and as you may have guessed by that greeting, it is going to be a Simon Says Stamp focused card making content this evening. So Simon Says Stamp did give me the products I'm using in tonight's live, but as always, all opinions are my own, and I'm so super excited that it is Stamptember. Oh, let's see. Sheila is ordering dinner. She says, be right back. And then I saw that there's some dinner making going on. So there'll be some come and go. I appreciate you guys if you can hang around, no matter how long you can hang out with us this evening, or if you're watching that replay, I appreciate that too. And I see my friend Judy Ann is here. I did get to spend the weekend with Judy in Phoenix, so I'm so excited to see you, Judy Ann. Hello. Stamptember with all the funny faces. Yes. Oh my goodness. Happy to see everybody. Hi, Amy. I got to see Amy this last weekend too. I love it. Who needs dinner? You know what? My son brought over some homemade chocolate chip muffins for me a little bit earlier, so I had those as kind of a late afternoon snack. They were delicious. He made homemade muffins. Super awesome. Judy Ann says it was so much fun. It was so much fun. If you guys ever get the chance to attend any kind of event put on by Spellbinders, I definitely recommend it. Such a good time. Oh my goodness. Hello, Christy. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you for Brendan's beer money. That's hilarious. Hello, LQ. Oh my goodness. I have lots of friends that I just got to spend the weekend with here. Stamptember starts the fun and madness. Jennifer, that is so true. Absolutely. So this is a live video. I do want to remind you guys, I know you guys know, but I do have lots of edited content here on my channel. So our lives tend to be a lot of chatting. We get to chat back and forth. I get to respond to you guys. So definitely, if you are watching this on the replay, you can always slide that little bar over and skip the chattiness of it all, if you will. Now, I do want to mention it is the first. That means that the Hero Arts My Monthly Hero Clubs drop. Now, there has been such an overwhelming response to the My Monthly Hero Clubs that there are currently no subscriptions available. That means they have put a kind of a wait in line type of, I don't know what we want to call it. Brendan, I'm having a moment. But you can reserve. There we go. You can reserve a spot for the clubs. I think it's $5 if I'm not mistaken. We're putting out a whole post on that tomorrow. But they do have it up on their website now. But I did want to share my favorite card made with the My Monthly Hero, which is this adorable little witch card design. So if you already are a member of the Hero Arts My Monthly Hero Clubs, this is hopefully going to inspire you in your card making. I just love this, and I will have a full post for that card tomorrow, as well as the other one that I made. It is a good story, Nicole. That is what I say all the time when I'm talking along and it makes no sense. I'm like, oh, that was a good story. Haha. Save your spot. Thank you, Brendan. Brendan and I have talked a lot about this today or yesterday, but you know how Stamptember is for me. Fast and furious. Hero Arts is killing it. Yes. Okay, so tonight I thought it would be fun to just grab a whole bunch of fun things from the Simon Says Stamptember release and see what we can make. And I'm kind of excited about it. We're going to use a lot of inks. We're not going to do any coloring tonight, but we're going to use quite a few Simon Says Stamp inks and some of my favorite stamp sets from the release. It is Stamptember after all, so I thought we should probably stamp. Let's see. Christy says she made the mistake of delicious cookies. They're called Craves Rockstar, and they are milk and dark chocolate, toffee bits, pretzels, total yum. Oh my goodness. Christy, that sounds like diabetes. But that That sounds delicious. We always say that when something sounds super rich. I'm sure other people do too. Oh my goodness. Love, love, love. Anna, or Anne, pardon me. I don't think there's any spots for my superhero available, but you'll need to email Hero Arts. I'll see if Brennan can find the customer service email for you and find out if you can upgrade. Okay. I am going to flip the camera. We're going to talk about all the things I pulled from the STAMPtember release, and then we're going to see what we can get up to making. I'm going to share also, you're going to see I've laid everything out, and that is often how I start a project. I thought it might be helpful to show you guys how, because a lot of times I come a lot pre-prepped, and while I know what I'm making tonight, I thought it would be helpful to see how my projects start. Oh, and Sheila's back. Okay, she's got her dinner ordered apparently. That's amazing. Okay, so the first thing, this is not new. This is the thread plaid embossing folder. And so I pulled this because I do want to use this for part of my background. One of my favorite things from the release for STAMPtember from Simon Says Stamp, I thought this set was absolutely adorable. It's called Cup of Cute, and we can stamp this adorable cup, and then you can put your favorite critter inside. We're going to do the kitty tonight because I want to kind of keep it fallish, sort of Halloweenish, but the little fox and the owl are absolutely adorable, and this is all like solid stamping, so I think that'll be really easy. There's coordinating dies for everything in here. I think the teacup is absolutely adorable. Here's what the dies look like. They all come untabbed now, so you don't have to cut anything apart. I love, love, love. And then I wanted to pull some coordinating pieces from the release. And so I thought the forest, forage, and fall, all of these leaves, and this is a stamp layering set. This first one isn't. This is a stamp layering set, and I thought we could really have some fun with ink with this set. And I think tucked around our teacup, some of these leaves are going to be really pretty. There's coordinating dies for all of these as well. You can see even the sentiments have dies. So I think that will be really fun. Second star to the right says such a great set. Absolutely. And then finally, we need some pumpkins, right? It's a fall card after all. So I did pull out Harvest Blessings, and we're going to use these pumpkins here. And maybe the little acorn too. I kind of think that's kind of cute. I'm not going to use this pumpkin that you can put the band in just for my card today, but that is an awesome option. And again, coordinating dies for all of these and the little leaves and things. And of course, that little acorn, which I think is so cute. Then I pulled one of my favorite basic products from this release, which is an embossed card edge. It is going to emboss this edge on your card and also cut that edge, which I love a good basic like this, and I think this is going to be beautiful. So these are the new products from STAMPtember that I pulled. Now I wanted to show how I start a card like this. And when I was designing or thinking about it, I pulled the stamps off of my the stamp sheet, and I lay them out, and I kind of play around with placement and get a good idea of where I want everything to go before I ever start doing anything. We're going to take one panel. We're actually going to stamp tonight on some Spellbinders chiffon cardstock. And I pulled a whole, you can see that I was testing inks to see what I liked. We're going to stamp or die cut, pardon, the top of the card out of chiffon, but we're also going to do our stamping on chiffon tonight, not white. And then I'm going to layer a piece under it in the Bellini, which is just a shade darker. And I think that's going to be really pretty. So we're going to actually emboss with the thread plaid, the Bellini cardstock, and then we're going to die cut and emboss that edge on the chiffon to get started. Second star to the right, Susan says, I love that Simon Says Stamp does coordinating dies with most of their sets. Yes, so helpful. Oh, good. Michelle says no better way to enjoy your flight than watching the channel live flying from Orange County to Denver. Well, I was just in Denver a couple days ago. I mean, a stop just at the airport. So safe flight. Okay. I am going to emboss this. Actually, before I get too excited about that, let's go ahead and get lots of things ready to go. So I am just going to move my little stamp pile out of the way for now. And we are going to line up our new little border. And I'm just going to leave maybe about a ½ inch at the widest part. Well, that's more like 3/4 of an inch. That's fine. But I want to keep most of this area up here. So we're going to line that up and die cut that first. Oh, good. Donna says this is a good release and she loved the Stitched Ghost video. I'm so glad you liked it. There will be a blog party tomorrow. If you have never taken part in the STAMPtember festivities before, usually on the 2nd of September, we have what we call a blog party. It's kind of like a blog hop, but Simon Says Stamp will put out a huge list of creators, and you can visit each stop along the hop to be inspired with different projects. So I have a video for you in the morning as well as a new card project. Okay, so I'm going to pop this part off and I want to show you how amazing, whoops, that border looks along the bottom edge. Doesn't that look elegant? It kind of debosses that little edge in there. I just love it. I think it looks amazing. Oh, Barb, thank you so much for this super chat. That is so kind of you. Thank you. I don't know how I keep up with it all. I'm usually pretty well done by October the 1st. However, can we all just give Brendan a huge round of applause for helping his mom out so much? He is absolutely incredible, and he definitely makes my life a lot easier. Okay, I don't know why I put my machine out of the way. So we're going to take our thread plaid now, and I'm going to line that up. I love this thread plaid. This is not a new product, but this is one of my all-time favorites from Simon Says Stamp. I use it all the time. I'm just going to use my packaging as a shim. I think that'll be good. Sometimes I just use whatever I have handy for a shim. Oh, thank you guys. He is a great kid. And look at that background. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? Every time I use this embossing folder, which is quite a lot, I think, why don't I use it more? That's how much I love it. Okay, so here is kind of the plan so far. We're going to have this wonderful, and we're not even using that much of it. I could probably trim it down and save part of it, but I'm not going to. But we're going to have it peeking out underneath this bottom edge, just like that. And then we're going to have the wonderful little edge here on top. Now, before we attach anything, we're going to take a little white pigment ink on this back layer, and I am just going to kind of rub this over the embossed area nice and light like. And I don't need to do it the whole way because a lot of that's covered, but see how that just brings out that wonderful embossed detail? So it almost gives it a third color there, just like that. Oh, Barb, that's so sweet of you. Don't you, and guys, don't you worry. He will come to me wanting to know where that money is. Oh, that's so funny. Thank you, Barb. So I am going to pop my ink over here. I'm thinking I did not add this to the supply list. I think what we're going to do is add a little gold splatter to our background. before. Brendan, will you add the Simon Says Stamp Gold Splatter to the supplies, please? This was a game time decision. I did not plan to use this. Is the edge die available? Yes, it is. I will have Brendan pop that back into the chat for you. I will show it to you as well. Well, it's got to be in my stack here somewhere. Here it is. I want to show you all of them because they are amazing. This is called the Embossed Card Edges, and this is going to be an invaluable die set, I really think. If you like a decorative edge, it is such a small thing, but it adds such great, look at how that just elevates that card so much with that detail. So it's called Embossed Card Edges. All right. I'll also try not to make any grunting noises. I did a leg workout last night that kind of kicked my booty. I'm just going to tell you that right now. My legs still are feeling it today. Okay, so we're going to take this gold splatter. Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? Now, let me know, did you pick up anything from the Stamptember release this morning or this afternoon or this evening? Let me know what you picked up, what you're excited to see used, etc. All right, here we go. Let's just add in our gold splatter. It always adds such a nice little distressed look. Leg day is a rough one. It sure is. Monica says LOL. I thought it earlier when I was just upstairs before the live started. As I was coming down, I was like, oh man. I'd felt pretty good earlier, but I'd sat still for a little bit and I was like, oh yeah, I can tell that I sat still for a while. Seeing the edges in action really makes a difference. When you first saw it this morning, you thought, I don't need it, but now I can see how useful it will be. You know what? That is such the truth with so many supplies, I think. Once you see things used, it really kind of helps show how it might help in your card making. All right, we're going to set this aside for now. Let's set it over here. Less workout, more stamping. Well, here's my thinking. I can stamp for many more years if I take better care of myself. So that's the whole goal. Let's see. Gumbly legs. Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh, so bad. Let's use this piece. Gotta say for the limited edition stuff. Okay. Yes. And just a reminder, you guys, all of the products I'm using tonight will be restocked as needed. Nothing we're using quite yet is limited edition. We will have video premieres at noon Eastern, 11 Central, throughout the month as I have those on my channel. If you haven't signed up for my newsletter, please do. We're putting out a weekly schedule letting you guys know when and where you can find me either live or a live premiere so that we can chat. Oh, good. It looks better than the packaging. Anne says, Heidi showed your Witch's Cottage card. I want you to see you use that for fall and winter. Oh, that would be fun. Oh, good. I'm so glad you like it. Picked up a few items at midnight and a few more today. Going to pick up the edge dies. So happy you're using them. I'm so glad you enjoy that, Carrie. Let's start out with our little teacup here. I'm going to just grab that. So I've got my chiffon cardstock in my Misty, and I think what we're going to use, I love this trio of inks. So this is Shell, Salmon, and Coral. And we're going to start with our nice light shell color. And we're going to ink up our teacup. Are the torn edges similar to the embossed edges? You know what? I haven't used them yet. Remind me here in a little bit, and I will see if I have those handy and we can look at them. I am going to use them, but I have not used them yet. Is the embossing folder still available? I thought it was. Brendan, will you double check for me, please? Because that will be really bad if it isn't. I'm so sorry if it's not. Okay, so there is our beautiful little teacup. Now, I think I'm going to take a little salmon and we're going to use this kind of down along the bottom edge. And what I'm going to do, let me find, actually, let's use this brush. I'm going to go in here and I want to soften this a little bit. I really don't want it to have a harsh line. So I'm going to use a blending brush, but I'm using my detail one more to move some of that ink around. Okay. So that just my saucer. Brendan says it is available. Will you pop that link back in for me, please? Thank you. So I just did a little darker down there at the bottom. Oh, I like that color on this color cardstock. You know, I really love these two. I like the coral too, but this shell and salmon is such a pretty color combination. Oh, Judy Ann says it's in her cart. Fantastic. Let me grab my cleaner. And we're going to stamp our kitty next. And this little kitty here on our card tonight is going to look like one of my grandkitties because it's going to be a black kitty. And there's only one. It's one of Brendan's kitties. Oh, nice. Jennifer says that her son's wedding is going to be in Hawaii, so saving up for that. That is super important. I love that. You want to see the new scallop border dies as well? Okay. Let me grab, I think I have them really handy. So let me stamp our cat and then I will get it. And I'm going to use the Nocturne ink from Simon Says Stamp. I really love this when I want a bold black. Look how good that looks. Isn't that going to be cute coming out of our teacup? And that's the ink I was using here. Let's see, Sokka is curled up in Brendan's arms right now. Yeah, Sokka is the black kitty, and he is just ridiculous. Love black kitties, Madge says. Oh, how nice. Love that. All right. Maybe I'll try to stamp everything from this set that I think I'm using to begin with. I'm also going to stamp this little birdie. And at first I thought I would stamp it in black, but I think I want to keep my kitty. So what I'm going to do instead is use a little cocoa ink. And if we need to, we can add something else, but I think that's going to look really cute to have this nice brown color here. I am, however, going to now take my black ink pad and I'm going to try to only touch the little feet. You know, the tricky. Oh, that looks pretty good. Let's try that. So we have a little bit of two-tone stamping. Donna says you should change the name of your channel to Shopping with Nichol. You know what? I should just call my lives that. That would be funny. That's hilarious. I love it. Black Betty. Beautiful cup design. I know. I'm obsessed with this teacup. I just think it's so pretty. I really want to do like a whole set of these in like shades of blue. Blues are my favorite color, and I thought it would be fun, and especially with something like this, to maybe make a whole set of thank you cards to just have on hand for those times where you need a thank you card to send out. All right. Next up, we have our greetings still from this stamp set, so let's leave that there for a minute. And I want to double check. So the great thing about the stamp layering sets is I am going to take C1 and C2. It says B1, B2. It's going to tell you all of this. Now, something I find useful in this case is that, hi, Larissa. She loves this set. Me too. I also got to spend the weekend with Larissa. I got to spend the weekend with quite a few of you. I'm actually going to die cut my pumpkins first because I do find it helps me line those up a little bit better. So we're going to grab anything from here that I think I'm going to use, which is going to be this gourd, 2 pumpkins, and an acorn. And I am going to run these through my die cut machine. So I'm just going to line these up like so. Tanya, that's funny. Okay. So we're going to add in, let's go ahead and let's do that this way, shall we? Let's do. And while I'm die cutting, I'm just going to die cut my cup of cute, which I love the name of this set, images. Shopping with Nichol is a great name for a channel. That's hilarious. I feel like I should do a series sometime. Christy said she didn't think she needed it, but now she's back to shopping. And as always, feel free to just watch and just spend time. If you're having link problems, do me a favor and log out of YouTube and then see if that fixes it. I'm not exactly sure what the issue is, and they also they thought that it was fixed, but you might need to email YouTube and tell them you're experiencing the problem, because they seem to think that they have it fixed. I will say it's not happening for me, and it did happen for me briefly, and it's not anymore. I did log out though and log back in, and I did clear my cookies and cache. Karen says she loves tea and cats, put them in a pack, and yes, she will buy them. I love that. Oh, Larissa, I'm so glad you had such a good weekend. All right. So I am going to just pop these out now. And now I'm going to be able to easily see where I need to stamp, since these are like 2-step type of images. The other option, you guys, I know it's not convenient, is you can grab the plain text link and put it in your browser bar and it should open up. I am sorry that that's happening. And yep, Greedy Cat says that YouTube, when she logged out and logged back in, it started working again. That is what happened for me as well. Okay. Oh, look how cute. So let's start with this large gourd right here. And I pulled out a couple of different colors. I pulled out some clay and some terracotta. And I think we're going to do a little clay here. And I'm going to ink that up. Oh, that's so pretty. Yeah, we agree. It's really a pain. I do apologize, you guys, but It is not something on my end. The links do show correctly. It is something I don't know what it's with, and I'm not the tech person. And please, please reach out to YouTube if you keep experiencing problems, because they keep asking me to have screenshots from my viewers. Well, that's kind of inconvenient for me to go searching you guys out to find the issue. All right, so D2 is going to be the stem. Also, I would just like to point out this teeny tiny heart up here is like literally my favorite thing. How adorable is that? Thanks, greedy cat. All right, so I'm going to line up this little stem here. Sometimes it is so satisfying just to do plain stamping. You know, no coloring. I don't know. It's just getting back to the roots of this wonderful hobby. You know it? I will paper hugs with Kim. If you grab the link and put it up into your into it like a new window browser, I do. Yes. Oh, look how pretty that is. And see, all shades, just different tones and shades of corals and oranges. All right, let's grab another one. Just pre-ordered it. Oh, yay, I'm so glad. All right, let's grab my next pumpkin. And I think we're going to do this one in the darker color. So we're going to do a little terracotta. Love, love, love that cat. Yay, I'm so glad you like it. And there's also a cute little fox and an owl, so you can definitely pick whatever your favorite one is. Ooh, I got a little aggressive with my inking. Love layered stamps. Yes. When I was thinking about what should I feature from the release tonight, I thought it is Stamptember. Let's do lots of stamping. Sometimes I forget how much I love it. All right, so this is B1, so let's look for B2. It's right here. I love when stamp sets come and tell you exactly what goes where. I do not want to guess. Sometimes these little pieces though, man. All right. Back to our stamping roots, Christy said. Yes. Okay. Let's use a little cocoa for this. I mean, of course, we're going to die cut some stuff because, I mean, why would we not? But it is delightful to have a very stamp-heavy card tonight. All of the things. I think the only thing we're not doing is stenciling. Oh, and coloring. We're not coloring, but, oh, look at that. So here is, let me grab both of them. I have clay on the right and terracotta on the left. Love those for my pumpkins. And we're going to do our third one. I don't think I've ever seen that movie that we're talking about. Maybe I need to try to catch that. All right, we're going to do this one in clay as well. Now, what I'd love to know from you guys, let's get this out of here. And let me find those borders. I almost forgot. Let me find them. I think they're on top, or maybe they're not, because I've dug through my little box of goodies multiple times. Here's the two we were talking about before we forget. So we have the torn edge borders and the detail scallop borders. They are not the embossed kind. They don't say embossed either. So torn edge is literally going to give you that torn edge, but a controlled torn edge. And which I really do like, because you never know what you're going to get with a torn edge. So that is fabulous. Now on our detailed scallop borders. They are going to have a piercing detail, so it's going to look pierced, but it's not that debossed or embossed kind of look that the ones I'm using tonight have. I also really like these. These 3 products were 3 of my favorite basics from the release. Christy says she's such a sucker for autumnal themes. Me too. Anyway, I hope that answers the question about those borders. Let's stamp that a couple times. Believe it or not, we are making our way through all of the things I pulled out for tonight. We have a couple of leaves from our other set, and we do have the acorn because that acorn was just too cute not to use. In fact, it keeps slipping under here. Let me see if I can pull it back up. Because we're going to stamp it, let's go ahead and do that at the same time. Line up that little cap. You're welcome, Mrs. Darcy. Why cut then stamp? Oh, because I think it's easier to line them up. I do that because there are multiple pieces. Now, you can do it the other way, but I just make sure that I don't stamp it wonky. That's the only reason I'm doing it that way. But man, this is little. There we go. Sometimes they're a little tricky to play with. Thank you, Donna, for this super chat. That's so sweet of you. Thank you so much. All right, so we got those little pieces there. I'm going to stamp those one more time just to make sure they get nice color. Yeah, I'm over summer. At least I'm over the summer that is over 100 degrees all the time. Okay, and then we're going to do the lighter bottom portion of our acorn, and I'm going to do gingerbread color for that. Christy says she's cooking like it's fall. I know. I'm ready for like soups and stews and, you know, crock pot meals. That's what I feel like in the fall and the winter. Ooh, that's pretty. So I use gingerbread and cocoa for the little acorn, and I think that's adorable. Donna says she's a dog person, but that cat is adorable. I agree. Okay, I am going to stamp this little heart onto this pumpkin, but it's so tiny. We're going to do a little cherry ink for that. I did not put that on the supply list because I didn't even think about wanting to stamp this heart. I'm going to stamp it off here first. Okay. It's pretty light, but just to add it to our card. Mandy says, I love fall most of all. I do too. Sweater weather and baking. I love that. Okay, I think I have stamped everything from our Harvest Blessing set. We're going to move on to our fall leaves, and I pulled two. Two? I think so. I pulled 2 from here, and I think I can stamp them first and then die cut. Let's double check. Let's grab that. So we have E1. Let's look in here. Where's E2? Right up there. And then the other one I'm stamping is B1, and then I need B2, which is right there. So let's go ahead and pick our colors for this. And when I was testing my colors, ooh, Larissa made a spinach artichoke chicken tonight. That sounds phenomenal. Is that just a microfiber cloth you wipe your stamps with? Yes, and I did spray a little rubbing alcohol on them to help me clean them a little quicker. I am going to use straw and wheat for these tonight. So first, let's go ahead and do one of these in straw. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to do both of these the same. One is going to go on one side, one is going to go on the other. Let's pull that little acorn. So what we're going to do is I'm going to first stamp them both in straw. Which is kind of a yellowy green. Perfect for this. Then I'm going to use a little wheat, and I am just going to do about, I don't know, half of my leaves. And then I'm going to take my brush, like I did kind of for the teacup. I'm going to kind of wipe part of that away. So one half is a little darker, but I want it to be kind of not super dramatic. So I'm just kind of pouncing some of that ink off with my brush. We're going to stamp that one more time. Ooh, those are so pretty. Okay. I know all this good talk about what people are making for supper and desserts. Yum. Look, I still need to go grocery shopping since getting home. I know it's bad. I looked at my fridge earlier and I was like, oh, it's slim pickings in here. Someone, that'd be me, needs to go shopping. Okay, this is going to go on this one, and this one goes on the other one. Now we're starting with this. It's my best guesstimate to what all I want for this card. And that is generally how I start a card is it's a guess. It's a guess if I've grabbed everything that I think I want. If I end up thinking I need more pieces or more things, we can definitely do that. But we're going to start with these, and I'm going to use a little cocoa to do the veining here for our leaves. Oh my gosh, look at that. That instantly transforms them. They look incredible. Look at that. So good. If you don't normally stamp on a light colored cardstock that's not white or ivory, I really do suggest giving it a try. Oftentimes you get amazing results. And as you'll see here, it's going to really coordinate back to our card base beautifully. Okay, let's set that aside for just a second and find our leaf dies. Kind of got stuff everywhere. Perfect day. Wake up, lunch break, after work, and before bedtime, all STAMPtember, right? There's so much good content today. I agree. All day stamping or card making. All right, so we're going to tape that one down and we're going to run these through. And then we're going to kind of look at everything, get a good idea of where it's going to go, see if there's any holes, anything we're missing, and then worry about our sentiment. So here are our leaves. And let's grab all of our pieces now and see what we've got. So we've got our card base, which includes our embossed background and then that great little embossed edge, decorative edge. And what we're going to do, See how great stamping our coffee mug on that same color of cardstock, it kind of makes that border around our die cut almost disappear. That's one of the reasons I love doing it that way. So we are going to be adding, I mean, that is so stinking cute. We're going to add our little kitten in there. We're just going to kind of play around here for a minute and see if we like how everything is looking. See if there's anything else we want to add before we start attaching everything. For example, I put that leaf in, but I want to see more of that, so we can pull that up a little bit so we get a little bit more greenery. I love the new release. What is your favorite? Ugh. I have to say, I'm really kind of digging what I'm using tonight. I always do love the die cuts. I am a die cut girl. Uh, I really like all of these sets. They are part of the reason I picked them for this evening. But I would say the sets I'm using tonight, the any of the ghosts and Halloween dies, the border basics, the thing I have used the most from the release, the A7 notched rectangles. I have already used those 5 times. So that's probably anything basic is one of those things I'll use a lot. Okay, so looking at this, I need one more acorn here, I feel like, and I probably need a couple more pieces of greenery, but we're going to start attaching this stuff, and then I will kind of look at my stamp set, see what else we can add. The first thing, however, is while we have everything laid out, I'm going to just pop this in here like so. I think we're going to do our little greeting just about there. I think that's going to look really, really cute. I kind of like that over to one side just a bit. The notched rectangles look really cool. I love them in the A2 size, but if you like making 5x7 cards at all, I highly recommend them. And then these borders are a definite yes for me. Let me clean up my thing so I don't get black ink all over everything. And just popping up to say hello. How cute is that? I love the font, and I love the size of the greeting in this set. I think they're so cute. All right. Time to start putting it all together. Thank you, Tabitha. So I'm going to glue this panel directly down to my embossed background, because we are going to pop up a lot of the other elements, and I think if I put foam back behind this layer too, it's going to just make it a little more difficult to fit into an envelope. So we're going to try to keep it easy. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like it. I was trying to think of something, a different color combination. My go-to, and I originally thought blue, but then I thought, oh, I kind of think this will give a little bit more of a fall vibe. So I'm going to glue my kitty to my teacup first. Cute. And then I'm going to put some foam on the back to pop that up. Tabitha, you don't have that embossing folder? Oh my gosh, it is probably, trying to think if there's one I love more than that. It's probably my favorite Simon Says Stamp embossing folder. And it's probably one of my all-time favorite embossing folders, period. I just love it. Oh yeah, those blue magnets are a really interesting pop of color, aren't they? So we're going to start with our biggest element, and I don't want to completely cover up that little bottom detail. So I'm positioning my teacup right above it. And then we're going to start going in and building the rest of our little scene. Now, let me see. Let's look at this a minute. I'm going to kind of pop that. I'm not going to push it down yet. I'm going to glue my leaf right to the background here, but kind of underneath where I'm popping that pumpkin, so we have a little bit of height and we get to see a little bit of it. And then we're just going to position our other little pumpkin right here in front. Christy's going back for a third shopping session and it's only September 1st. Christy, what all have you got today? I've got to know. Okay, we're going to just do that right there. Oh, I love this so much. It's so cute. Danielle says she has a similar one. I don't know if I have a similar one from Spellbinders or not. I do love that the Spellbinders dies are a little bit bigger. But I find I use this guy all of the time. So we're going to just pop this. Let's do this. Let's pop it a little further that direction. And then I'm going to kind of tuck my leaf in front of this one. It's all about building that perfect little collage. So I'm kind of tucking it underneath part of the teacup and partly over my little gourd over there. And then we're going to do one little acorn. I am going to stamp another one because I think we need a couple right here. And I do have my cute little bird. Before I add my bird, let's see. I'm going to try to find my black pen. Christy, everything you used. Christy. Okay, so I'm going to take my black pen for my bird's eye, and I think I'm just going to go in here and add that. And I'm also going to go in for the little beak. I felt like it needed a little something, and I'll hold it up here a little closer so you can see it. I think that just makes the face shine a little bit better. And then I think we're going to have... Nope, I like it on the pumpkin, I think. But I think we are going to lift this up. Maria says it makes her think of a vintage dish design. Me too. I think that might be partly why I love it. All right. So we're just going to kind of position him so it looks like he's kind of standing on that pumpkin over here. Now, what I want to look at is my greenery set. And I think I want to try to incorporate at least another one of these in here. Maybe back behind. I think we're going to use this one. I didn't use this one either. Let's use both of these. Let's go ahead and stamp both of those. Jennifer says she thinks she put about everything on her wish list. All right. I am going to take my little greeting out here, and we're going to stamp a couple more of these leaves because I do want a little additional greenery, I think. And this is where, once you kind of have your base, you can see where you think you might be able to utilize a few more things. So as much as I try to pre-plan exactly how I think everything is going to work and look, invariably, I either need to take something away or add something to it. And in this case, we're going to add 2. I can't tell you all that I've bought because my husband is sitting right next to me. That's funny. Who is ready for our noon Eastern premieres to start? And who is I'm still excited that it's not midnight anymore. I know some loved it, but I have to say, as the person who is doing the work, it is nice for me. Yeah, we won't tell him, Danielle. Sheila says Stamp is so wonderful, it's hard not to shop. It really is. Lots of fun, exciting things, and we're just getting started. Again, let's not tell Danielle's husband, okay? He's, oh, that's funny. Okay, so we're going to line that one up. These line up a little different, not a lot different, but a little different, just because how these little leafy stems work. I hope I got that good. It doesn't feel like I have that right. That looks better. Let's try that. Yeah, midnight for a month is really hard for this girl. Oh, so pretty. All right. And of course, another acorn. And we won't tell him, that's right. Your secret is safe with us. I mean, we're not going to be the group that tells you no. Oh, what did Tabitha say? I probably missed it. Okay, let's just try to stamp my acorn without die cutting it first. I bet I'll be all right. So I'm doing gingerbread, and then I'll do the acorn part, or acorn. It's all the acorn part, the cocoa part. And again, we did put the inks I'm using tonight down below. I say we, like Brendan is stamping. Who thinks Brendan should come stamp live for us sometime? I'm raising my hand, even though, pretend I'm raising my hand. There we go. I think we should get Brendan to come stamp live. We'll give him something easy. Donna says she can't wait to see if Pretty Pink Posh has a collaboration with Simon. She didn't see who participated. I don't know if they shared or not yet, so I will not say. Okay. Now, let's grab our dies. And where do you suppose Nichol put the acorn die? I mean, it's got to be around here somewhere. Oh, I put it back. Way to go. Yeah, see, Tabitha wants you to stamp live. Lots of you want Brendan to stamp live. I think it would be funny. We've talked about it. I think he's game to do it at some point. Tanya can't get over how good these leaves look, right? They are amazing and so easy. No coloring required, you guys. How amazing is that? I love to color as much as the next person, but sometimes we just want to be able to stamp and go. Okay, so we have an acorn. We have our leaves. So let's look at this now and see exactly what I think we want to do. Well, first of all, that's exactly it. I may have to snip this one a little to get that back behind. Let's see. Let's do a little surgery. I got a postcard in the last order. Far more convenient. Pam wants Brendan to make a card. Yes, see, Brendan? Okay, don't forget that Simon Says Stamp does the golden bone all month long. So check every order you place. There is a chance for you to get the golden bone in there, which you get a fabulous prize. I think, is it a release each month of the year? It's really good. Okay, I'm going to snip that down. Let's see. I bought the Oh What Fun virtual. I saw you were there. Did you make a card? Beth, I was in person only. I was not a virtual teacher. I was the in-person only teacher. Jennifer says, yay, she's done working. Yay. So we're going to tuck that in there. And we're going to pop our little acorn right there. Just like that. Super, super cute. Okay, I see your comment for the other acorn, but I'm only going to do the two. For me, I feel like the bird balances those out, so I don't want to add another one into my card. But, I absolutely love it. I don't think it needs anything else. It is so stinking sweet. I absolutely love these stamp sets. And you guys, other than gluing this to the card base, I made this card from start to finish in an hour. That's pretty impressive, since I didn't die cut any of this stuff ahead of time. So fun. Pam wants a golden bone. Let's Are you able to share the card you made in the live event? I will be sharing it eventually. Yes. I don't have a video for it because that was live for them and I made two. But I will be sharing them eventually. You'll get to see them. Okay, did I miss anybody's questions? Oh, Donna has a good suggestion. Brendan, you can do it in Patreon, making a card live. That's fun. Oh, thank you so much, Jennifer. The cat is checking on the bird. Absolutely. Love the kitty. Karen says, thank you, guys. Thank you. I thought these sets went together really well, too. Okay, so just a little heads up for everybody. There will not be a live this Friday. There will be a premiere, but I at 11 a.m. Central Time, noon Eastern, but I will not have a live this Friday. So the next live will be Tuesday evening, and that will be a live where we're going to be coloring with Olo nib markers. More Stamptember goodness, yes, of course, but, that will be the next live, and then I will be live that next Friday. Okay. Mandy, not that I know of. I don't know anything about, shipping codes right now, so if I do find out, I will definitely post here, on YouTube as well as social media and let you guys know, but so far, I don't know anything. Let's see, and there are some great freebies when you check out. Do you know how long pre-orders take, Christy? I do not know. Um, I'm sorry, I don't know about that. And Shirley wants to know the same thing. Do you know when they're gonna have it? I don't. I don't know that. I'm sorry. Okay, I think that is it, everybody. I hope that you are having a great start to Stamptember. Um, it's gonna be a fun month. There is that blog party tomorrow, so I will have a new edited video up on my channel. I think that's, Brendan, tell me if I'm wrong, 7 a.m. Central Time, 8 a.m. Eastern. So that's when that video will drop. I have had such a good time here tonight. We are going to have a wonderful month. And even though I won't be live this week, I will be live for premieres. So live in the chat several times. And I cannot wait to chat with you guys about our favorite hobby. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. And I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye, everybody.